Zac Efron is all beefed up and barely recognizable on the set of his upcoming flick, The Iron Claw.
Is Zaddy not Zac Daddy, or what is it?
Yep, that right there is the actor showing off some serious six-pack abs. Personally, I count more like 12-pack abs, but I digress. Yeah, there's Zac's bulging biceps and his deep bronze tan as he steps out of his trailer in Louisiana, wearing nothing but a little blue towel and some slides. Oh, and check out that wig.
I was just constantly training.
This is fans' first look at Zac's dramatic transformation for the film, which is based on the true story of wrestling family, the Von Erichs.
Oof, that was pretty intense shape.
But this isn't the first time the High School Musical alums transformed for a role.
I mean, now you're gonna have to beat me on the big boys course, princess.
The actor recently opened up to Men's Health about his 2017 film Baywatch, where he endured intense training, and man, did it show.
The last thing you want is to show up after training that long and look flat. Very vain of us, but what? We're in Baywatch, dude. Yeah.
And Zac admitted that maintaining that beach bod wasn't exactly realistic. Quote, "That Baywatch look, I don't know if that's really attainable. There's just too little water in the skin. Like, it's fake. It looks CGI'd, and that required Lasix, powerful diuretics to achieve. So I don't need to do that. I much prefer to have an extra, 2 to 3% body fat."
Everything's functional. We trained for the parts. For this movie in particular, we wanted to achieve a look, and that required a specific type of training.
Zac added that strict regimen not only took a toll on him physically, but mentally too. Quote, "I started to develop insomnia and I fell into a pretty bad depression for a long time. Something about that experience burned me out. I had a really hard time recentering. Ultimately, they chalked it up to taking way too many diuretics for way too long, and it messed something up."
That was the most extreme I'd ever gone.
And while Zac didn't have to transform his body for his most recent role in The Greatest Beer Run Ever, he opened up to ET about the challenge of telling the true story of Chickie Donahue, a young vet who snuck into the Vietnam War to deliver beer to his friends who were serving in the military.
Ta-da!
Chickie, I brought you beer.
You shouldn't be here. You think this is funny?
Zac, take me down the journey of transforming into Chickie. The stash, the accent.
I thought I was never gonna lose that accent at the end of the movie. I was like, oh, this is never, I'm gonna be talking like this for a long time.
In New York.
I was like thinking about these interviews, being like, oh, I'm gonna be able to do an accent on it. And it's actually pretty hard. But I had a great dialect coach, Jerome Butler. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah, and
really
within like a week, we were something close to a pretty specific accent. The way Chickie's voice is like iconic. I don't know how to describe it. It's just
The real Chickie.
the real Chickie.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Do what?
Bringing beer.